This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there. This week we talked to Dr. Umesh Jain, and one of the founders, I guess, in Canada and probably a lot of the world in 1996 about researching adult ADHD. And we were discussing, originally we were going to discuss internet addiction, but I guess it was more about gambling / internet addiction because they're both the same, or they're on the same parallels. And a lot of it had to do is actually the addiction is about impulsivity inhibition challenges. Okay. So what he was saying, the go signal to gamble or to be on the internet is too strong, and our impulsivity governs because the brain's challenged for inhibition to say, like he said, to tell our arms and our legs to not go to gambling or to the internet and scroll. So the go signal's too strong, and our brain ignores the negative impact because that go signal is too strong for the ADHD brain, okay? And the other thing that was really intriguing was the example was when you're a child or in school, you're told to sit down, don't distract, you're not smart enough. So because of your impulsivity, your brain created anxiety to cope with the impulsivity. So the anxiety was created to say, oh, don't be afraid of the teacher. So try not to do this, try not to do that. So to control your impulsivity, your brain created anxiety for you. And then later with time, we self-medicated ourselves to overcome that anxiety, either with alcohol, gambling, or internet addiction, and then became addictions. Okay? By doing that and then going too far with the substance and the internet and the gambling addictions actually increases the impulsivity, which reduces a lot more the no signal to do less gambling, to do less internet, or to do less substance. Okay. And then for me, a lot of the moral of the story was we have to control the impulsivity signals in order to control any type of addiction, either if it's anxiety, it's trauma or whatnot. It's something was created, mental health condition that was created in order for you to cope, to control the impulsivity or your ADHD symptoms. Remember, I keep saying the brain's amazing on trying to protect you. So to protect you from getting in trouble at school or at home, your brain creates anxiety so you can keep that impulsivity in check. Right? So that's why he also mentioned when you remove the alcohol, the internet, or the gambling, and you don't replace it with everything, the go signals are still there. So how do you mitigate that or control that? That's the key. You can cut it out and just don't do it. Yet at the same time, we want to look for replacements. And that was, like, to me, the whole anxiety, I got more clarity now why the brain is creating some mental health conditions. But it's all in a way to control certain aspects of you to keep you safe. So anxiety is created to reduce your impulsivity, to get in trouble or to be seen and get that negative feedback. But with time, the anxiety gets too much to deal with. Then we self-medicate with other things, nicotine, cocaine, alcohol, gambling, and internet. And if it goes beyond too far, then our no signal is reduced, and then now we're impulsively using those substances, which was, in a way, a coping mechanism for the anxiety or mental health condition to overcome the impulsivity challenges that we have with our brain. So I want to reiterate, like, the three things he said. So the one thing he used is we got to reduce our impulsivity signals, not get rid of them. Just reduce them, just like I've been telling everyone over and over. Environment control, manage our symptoms, manage our strengths so they don't become impairment. So the impulsivity side of our abilities is it's necessary, especially in your business and problem solving, the impulsivity is my saving grace for problem solving. Yet I'm really work on reducing my impulsivity in other areas that can affect me negatively, like alcohol. Internet addiction, I saw a very, very long time ago, and I put some big decisions I made in the past really helped me tone down my internet addiction. And this is at the time when the internet wasn't really rampant as it was like this year in 2024. I'm talking about 1999, 2000. Back then, I was keeping check. So Dr. Jane talked about 3 things to do to reduce our impulsivity signals. 1, get rid of them. Get rid of whatever that increases the go signal. So just don't have them there. So in the example of internet or digital addiction, really, like on the phone, I don't have any games on my phone. I did that on purpose because I know if they're on my phone, it's easy to get to, and I can waste a lot of time doing that. I no longer have my business emails on my phone either, because if I'm not doing anything, if I'm at home, I could easily get trapped on the reviewing emails and replying late at night, or even during other social interactions at a dinner party, or even with my family. I got a lot of things not on my phone for that purpose. And I really stay away from certain games that I know I can easily get locked into. So a long time ago, 98, 97, 98, or even 94, 95, actually, I remember when Doom came out, the single player shoot 'em up game. I realized that this is a very addictive thing because I was in my buddy's dorm room playing that game at 2:00 in the morning. He's sleeping and his roommate is sleeping. And I was playing that game and it was about 4 hours. And I was doing that almost every night. And I'm like, whoa, this is not good. I cut out Doom. I didn't have a computer in my room, so I just stayed there. I stayed out of that room. So I removed that go signal. And then when Warcraft came out, oh my God, I knew I can get hooked into that. And I purposely convinced myself I hated the game. It's for idiots. But that's one thing I did. And then when World of Warcraft went online and you can interact with other people, I don't know what year that was. That was after graduation, probably 2000. I don't know, late zeros and early teens. But I knew if I got onto that game, I would be gone to the world. So I purposely did not. I haven't even tried one of those interactive online games because I knew I'd be getting in there and hooked and I could not get away. So that was one way for me to remove that go signal by just not dipping my toe in that pool and completely keep things separate. The second step is, make the no signal stronger. And one thing he really said was have the right support and people around you and community. And again, that's environment control, right? If you control the environment to not provide these go signals there or really increases the no signal for you, then that's great. I have an assistant. She makes sure I don't do certain things so I don't get lost or tracked, and then tells me when not to do things. But I trust her that she's doing it for the right reasons and that she's not trying to manipulate me. So making the no signal stronger is also critical. So make sure, 1, it's not there. Get rid of the enticement. Make it hard to find, to get to, even a physically different part of the building or a different part of the world. 2, then make the no signal stronger with people and support and environment control. And the last thing he said was to find an alternative that you find excitable and is more healthy. So if you're hooked to gambling, to drinking, just quitting all that and not replacing it with something else because your brain is looking for something exciting, replace it. Go skydiving, go bungee jumping. But at the same time, if you bring that energy to a positive, healthy area versus the negative part, it's a good thing to do is to replace and find an alternative that you find excitable and it's healthy. But it's got to be what you want to do at the same time too. Because at the end of the day, when that go signal is too strong, your brain ignores the negative impact because it just wants that excitement. All right. And just like you said, if you don't know what to do, that's different from gambling or internet addiction. You said go fishing. It's no different than gambling or internet addiction, or find something new. So let me know what you think about this. I think this was a big interaction. That was a big tie for me for anxiety as a coping mechanism, and then self-medicating with the addiction. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. The ADHD transformation program has launched and it's working. Clients are saying it's changed their lives, and I am their ADHD hack. So go to tacticalbts.com/ATJP for more information. I want you to join and learn your own ADHD vocabulary, and to learn that you're not stupid and we can make you work effectively.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.